So I guess really the answer is just like figuring out your sense of style so that like getting dressed is not a task. It's just more like I said, you have the pieces in your closet because you're shopping more intentionally. And
Hmm.
every time you get dressed, you know you look good.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Your Style Story. Yet another episode. I'm so excited with this week's guest. Her name is Romy Shanae. She is a phenomenal New Yorker. This friend of mine is spectacular. I used to say that she's a member of my team when I went to New York, which I'll still say that because actually it's true because she's the only person that I'm going to call for the things that I need when I come to New York. But Romy Shanae is an amazing and talented event decorator who comes in the nick of time to make your stuff look amazing. I will put some of her events that she's decorated up on the screen so that you can see that I'm not telling you a lie. She's also an amazing singer. She has been a performer in her past. Now, let me just stop here. Y'all, for years, I tried to see her sing, and she would never tell me when she was singing, but I've heard her sing, and she's phenomenal. So, I did miss out, but I'm gonna try to sneak it in at some point when she's not listening. I'm gonna try to listen in. But Romy is phenomenal. She's a creative and she dresses, and her personal style is so unique and it is so fly that I don't think I could have done this series without having her on it. So let's welcome her. Hello, Miss Romy.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Always, always. So, Romy, tell us a little bit about your personal style. Like before we dive into the questions that I have, how would you describe your personal style?
I would say over time it's evolved, but currently it's comfort, ease, and style.
Hmm.
So somewhere in the middle where they both sort of like join together. So it has to be like airy enough that I'm not like spending the day fixing or adjusting or anything like that. And just something that stands out, that is still noticeable, not necessarily too common, but at the same time, I want to say timeless because I prefer that sort of like aesthetic where it's
Hmm.
just like if you pick up the picture 10
You're not
years from
dated. You're
now,
not like, oh,
it
that was in
still is
19.
like a vibe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Would
like,
you
that's pretty
say,
still stylish.
yeah, would you
Mhm.
say that you lean more towards, like, of the four fashion styles that we are most familiar with, like classic, bohemian, eclectic, romantic, or just like casual, sporty, which would you say you are? And I believe you're going to tell me a combination of two, and I think I can guess which two, but will you just tell us?
What's interesting about that is I feel like it really is mainly inspired by where I'm going.
Mm.
Um, a lot of it is, yeah, I really want to say that I like to pull from different types of style aesthetics just to sort of like incorporate it into whatever is going on. So I appreciate when people invite me to something that's like theme inspired or something like that, because then I just get to like not have to put it in a box. I can just be like,
Right.
okay, I get to have fun. But I would say more everyday classic for
Mhm.
sure. And it's weird. Like I want to say classic, sporty. Sporty is definitely something I've incorporated actually more
Well, I think
into
being
my
a New
style.
Yorker, that's kind of like a
Yeah,
must. You got to be able to do that. But I think that's what puts you in more of the eclectic
right.
category with, that's what I was going to say, eclectic classic, because
Yeah.
you are, you do have the ability to really dress the part for the event, but I think you still do it in a classy way. Like it could be a wedding, but you kind of put your own spin on it and it'll be like, wow, I never would have put that together, but dang, she looks good in that. You do that all the time. Um,
I think it's about like finding the creative aspect to
mhm.
it.
And that's important for us to hear because, like I said, there are four pretty much main fashion styles. But what you're telling us is you don't have to be beholden to any one specific one. It's just a matter of knowing yourself well enough to know
hmm
how to dart in and out of each one.
Absolutely, 100%. I think like it's really mainly about comfort, right? Because you can pull from all of those aesthetics and still have something that like is in still in your wheelhouse, you know, like I have these like really these like combat boots that I love wearing in the winter, and they're like mid-length, they're super chunky, and they have like chains on them. So they're like it's very like almost gothic, you know, but like goth is not really my style, but the aesthetic of the boot is still like it's such a good piece that it's like somebody's gonna ask me where I got it. They're gonna say something about it. It's just, you know, I like to have like certain things that pull people's attention, and not even necessarily for them. It's more like for me, because then I feel
I get
more
it.
like, okay, I got dressed with a purpose, and like somebody noticed that I took some time,
I
you
think there
know,
should be
to
a
do
whole
this.
nother category, like just a category of interesting. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen Monroe Steele on YouTube. She has a blog, Fashion Steele NYC. She's actually from Durham, North Carolina, so she's my girl. I don't know her, but I'm just pretending like we're friends in my head
Hmm.
because she's from North
Yep.
Carolina too.
I love those. Those
But
friends in your head.
yes, but she has this thing where she likes pieces that are interesting and conversation starters. So
Hmm.
though like you said, the boots may look gothic, but that's not your style, but it's an interesting thing that when you put it on, people are going to be like, wow, she stands out. Like
Hmm.
she's not like the others, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah, I think
so,
it's important.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So if you were to say what your style, we talked about kind of what your style was, but what do you want it to say? Regardless of the style you're putting on that particular day, when you get dressed and you walk into a room and nobody's spoken to you yet. Let's just say you're going to an event where you don't know people, but it could potentially, put you on the map with your event decorating. It's a networking thing. When you walk in the door, before you get a chance to introduce yourself, what do you want your style to say about you?
I wanted to say that I'm stylish, you know, like I want to present that way because one, I feel is very rooted in just like how I was brought up. My mother's always been like super stylish, my cousins, everyone's like a dresser in my family,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's just a natural state of mind. Like we like to be creative with the things that we wear. You know, we might find a shirt, and if it doesn't fit the way we want it to, we're like zhuzhing it up, adding a safety pin, doing whatever, you know, just to like make it more creative. So whenever I can get those opportunities to make it like, oh, this is like the thing that I have that no one else has because I literally made it up right before I left the house. That's
I know
always a
everybody else
really
has
good
this
feeling.
t-shirt from Target, but nobody's
Right.
wearing it this way.
Like this.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. But
Um,
that speaks to your creativeness in your business because I mean, guys, we're gonna put some of her events up. I mean, you're doing things that people just don't do. Your events don't look like everybody else's events, and I imagine that's why people are, chomping at the bit to get you to do their events because they're not the standard cookie cutter baby shower or bat mitzvah. It's like something that's completely unique to that child or that person.
yeah. It's interesting when it comes to event design because a lot of times you're working with a client who typically will already have a vision, you know? So a lot of times you're like kind of trying to squeeze in a little bit of your own sauce to it. Obviously, it takes them understanding that you're capable and allowing you to sort of like go through that process and trust you enough to just like lend whatever creative aspect you might have to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that it's not all the time, but when I get the chance to have free range, that's really where all of the magic sort of lies because then I get to just kind of like, you know, think, okay, this person's okay with me being flexible about these things. And then that's when like all of the like creative juices start flowing. It's not all the time, though. I will say that working as an event designer sometimes means you're giving the client what they want, you know, which I feel like is necessary. You know, like I want them to be happy. And of course I'm gonna find a way to incorporate my creativity
But
in
see,
there
that's what I'm
somewhere.
saying, girl. See, that's what I'm saying because I have used you on multiple occasions, but I always say, girl, do whatever you want to do. I trust you. Just tell me what I
Hmm.
gotta pay you because I just trust you that much. But even in doing events for other people and the things that the giving them what they want, you still have a way that even though you're giving them what they want, we all know the Romy spin is like what we came to you for. Like, yes, I
Yeah,
want this beautiful balloon back wall, but dang, when you walk in the door, it's like I wanted a balloon
yeah.
wall, but that is fantastic. So you do
Yeah, I
get
had the
different from us.
opportunity actually recently. Someone reached out to me for a 40th birthday, and they wanted it to have like a basketball theme. The person's favorite team is the Knicks, and Knicks colors are not as sophisticated as I would like for them to be for a 40th birthday. So I'm like, how about we just make it a basketball theme as opposed to like Knicks, you know,
Specific, yeah.
like yeah, because I feel like Knicks is cool, but it's like a little bit more fun. So if you want, it was a dinner party. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a dinner party. Let's try to like incorporate some sort of like vibe. So the basketball is black and gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you start to incorporate some like black, just classic colors that it just
Mm-hmm.
makes it like sophisticated, but it still lends itself to that theme that you were looking for, you know? So,
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. The
and
Romy
then you
sauce.
start picking exactly. I was just like, maybe not Knicks,
Yeah,
maybe. And
that's what I'm saying. You're
the
doing
I'm
exactly what
not
I
hating
said
on
you
the
did.
Knicks, not hating
No,
on the
no, no.
Knicks.
I
You
get
know,
it. You get it.
I've
Like
been in
it's
New
a girl,
York.
it's a 40th birthday. It's the 40th birthday
Exactly.
party. So you don't want
And
to
it's a
have
dinner party, so let's
yeah, this
just like
sporty
figure out.
casual, like we're doing something in the backyard, like we're having
Exactly.
right. But
Yeah.
that's what
And I
I
mean, like, I
mean.
was happy that they were okay with that sort of
Hmm.
spin, you know, that they were like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that
Right.
myself, but I'm happy that you brought it to my attention. I'm happy to do it, you know? And some
Hmm.
clients are not always like that, but it is nice when that
When it
happens.
happens, well,
So,
it's reminiscent of you taking the Target shirt and just wearing it a different way.
hmm,
That's
right.
basically what you just did,
Exactly it.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a lesson that we can all pull is that, like, it's okay to go the way other people go, but when you rethink it according to who you are and like the aesthetic you're trying to bring to the table, like you're trying to bring stylish to the table, that's
Hmm.
a message that you're trying to convey, which lends itself to your creativity in the space that you're walking in with your business. Because we want, if you're
Hmm.
stylish, if you're able to pull a look out of nothing, that means you can make my event look amazing. So
Hmm.
that would be a good message to convey when you walk in a room. You want people to be like, dang, she put that together. I got
Yeah,
those
for
shoes.
sure.
I never would have thought to wearing with that outfit, stuff like that. That's a great message.
It definitely plays a part in how people perceive you and in terms of what they'll trust you with. Just like you said, you know, if you present as stylish and they want a stylish party and they see that that's what you're giving, then they're like, she actually might be able to do this for me, you
Hmm.
know? So yeah, for sure.
So you mentioned that your family is kind of responsible for your desire to be stylish. Who would you say inspired you the most in that regard?
It's kind of a tie between my mother and my cousin, my very close cousin. She's actually, I guess, second cousin because she's really my mother's cousin,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
she was
Cousins,
like a cousin slash mom
girl, we
slash
cousins,
sister
right?
slash, you know, that's my homie.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we're also closer in age, obviously, generational wise,
Mm-hmm.
than my mom. So I just spent a lot more time with her in terms of like watching her get dressed, seeing how she wore her makeup and things of that
Mm.
nature. So a lot of my style is like very, very much influenced by the things that she did, but I find that a lot of her style is very influenced by the things that my mother had done because she
Mm.
also had that sort of like gap with my mom, and then they kind of grew up together that way. So um, I would say it's a tie between those two. And I grew up with my aunt, my mother's sister, and she's not like like a dresser all the time.
Mm.
Um, but she was the one that liked to, she was the beauty girl. So
Mm.
hair, makeup,
Mhm.
that type
Mhm.
of thing. So I get more of that sort of from her, you know? And then she really like thrived in like the elegant space.
Mhm.
So, whenever there was like a wedding or something to that nature, like the simplicity that she would like present with, like always
Mm.
was very like alluring to me because I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, it's so easy. It's like, it's a ponytail
You're right.
and a
Effortless.
bun, and it's a spaghetti strap dress that is just like hugging her body, and a little dainty necklace, but it just like still presents as like wow because of maybe the color that she chose, or you know what I mean. So
Right.
um yeah, I mean, all I guess that means like all the women that
Yeah.
raised me,
Well, they did a
and my
great job because
grandmother
I think you
is
got great style.
thank you. My grandmother's, a pastor's wife, so she, of course, had to dress the part at
Mhm.
every occasion, even in her like the stuff she would wear at home. My grandmother loves a extravagant muumuu,
Oh, girl after my own
so it
heart.
like, so she doesn't want the muumuu to be like plain. She wants it to have like
A bedazzle,
a
a
bedazzle,
feather.
colors,
Mhm.
shapes, geometric,
I
so
love
be
it.
it. So that if she's at home, she still feels very
Fabulous. She's
regal.
at home and
Yeah,
fabulous. I love it.
exactly. So yeah.
Yes. Come on, grandma. You know I love your grandmother. Guys, I'm trying not to let it show, but I love Romy, her grandmother. I loved her grandfather. I love everything about this woman. So
Aw.
just forgive me if I get a little girlfriendish on the show. So what would you say is your favorite item in your closet right now? If you had to choose something that like you wore lately that was it really said what it needed to say.
I actually just purchased these denims from Zara. And Zara at the end of the year and mid-year, they have like these like sales where they're just getting rid of everything that was
Mm-hmm.
extra. So I got them for like $15. I'm pretty sure they were like probably originally like $50 or
Oh,
something. But wide leg denim with silver diamond shaped how do you call it? Silver diamond shaped
cutouts?
hardware, I guess,
Okay, yeah,
on
yeah.
the pant, like
Mm-hmm,
all
mm-hmm.
the way in the front and back of it. And it's just such a good standout piece that it just I like when I put it on, I just feel like good. Like I'm like, ooh, any top with
I put
these,
it down. I put it
yeah,
down.
any top with these pants is definitely a vibe. It's working, it's noticeable. People are complimenting it. And of course, I'm most excited that I spent $15 on it.
Of course, of course. Now, do you find that when you find these pieces, like I have pieces in my closet that I'm excited to wear, but then I'm like, when am I going to wear them? Like, do I pull it
you
out just to
know,
go to the grocery store? Am I going to do this just to go
I
get a cocktail with my husband on Friday?
I've actually shifted the way that I shop specifically because of that reason. So now whenever I shop for something, I think of it as how many outfits can I make with this piece. So I've gotten really good at just sort of downsizing,
Mm-hmm.
not having too many options, just having the options that are like my go-to options so
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not like I
Having
don't
a
have
closet full
the
of pieces
outfit,
that like
yeah, that has been
you
sitting there
never
for
wear.
3 years. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think again it goes back to like that classic aspect where even though that pant has like something so unique about it, because it's like a neutral color, it's the kind of pant that I could wear with any color shirt
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So that already to me speaks for itself. So I'm just like, oh good, I can get a lot of use out of this. I could wear a purple shirt, green,
Yeah.
orange, whatever.
I think I have gotten myself into a I don't want to put on clothes. Like I just want to throw on some jogging shorts and a t-shirt and lay around the house. So I have to really think long and hard. Like I have to be like, okay, Andre, you're gonna make an effort this morning. If I don't have anywhere to go, like even with my chamber, I go every Tuesday morning, and even with that, I used to get dressed up and be all like to the nines, but then I was going to the gym right after, and I was like, why am I putting on all this makeup and I'm putting on all this outfit, and then I got to go to the gym, and then I've got to take the time to change my clothes at the gym, and I got to do all these things. And I was like, oh, okay. So I show up at the networking thing in my workout clothes. Now I'm still cute. I put a little mascara on, a little lip, but it's still some workout pants and a t-shirt or something. But even when I go out with Joseph, I told him, I said, Joseph is my husband, everybody. I want to we need to make a little bit more of an effort to, like, when we go to happy hour on Friday, let's put on some clothes. Let's look a little nice. And that's what I mean. Like I have these nice things, but I'm like, when am I gonna wear them? Because I'm not trying to get
But that's why I said I changed the way that I buy clothing, like, so that it just makes it easier, where it's just like that one piece. And I make my fiance kind of shop the same way. You know, where I'm
Stop
like,
wasting clothes. Stop wasting money on these clothes. We ain't gonna never wear them.
Like, look at these shorts. Like, if you have these shorts and you have 20 different, version, like 20 different colored shirts that can go with it. You have 20 different
all
outfits.
Those different outfits.
You know, and again, comfort. Like I said, that's my go-to. It has to be comfortable. Just because, listen, I'm here for the looks, but if I'm wearing it, I'm uncomfortable. It's not gonna work.
Pulling and tugging and tugging and pulling.
It's annoying. I've also, like I said, downsizing pants that I had these pair of jeans that I love. I love the way they look when they're on me. They look like they fit me very nicely, and they do, but they're very uncomfortable because, like, when I go to sit down, it's like restricting. It doesn't have any stretch, and I'm just like,
no, thank you.
I have to forfeit this. Like, as cute as it is, let somebody else who is comfortable in these wear them, because it's not me. And I don't want to force it anymore. Like, I don't even want to be like, oh, I love the way these look, so I'm just going to wear them and sacrifice my comfort for the rest of the day. Like, I don't want to do that. So, downsizing into only the things that are comfortable and versatile is sort of where I'm at.
Yeah. I used to think that, especially when I first started coming to New York, my cousin would look at me like, what are you wearing? Because I would just put on like some jogging pants and like a t-shirt or something. He was like, girl, you are not going anywhere with me looking like that. I need you to put on something else. And so I had this mindset that when I was there, I had to like really dress to the nines, no matter what. If I was just walking to the McDonald's down the street, I had to like put on a look. But that's just not the case. But what you're saying is the case. So I did too. And I talk about having a style uniform. Like, what is that thing that you close your eyes and you just grab from the top and the bottom, you can come up with the look, because everything works well together. Everything's comfortable, and you don't feel like you're, you know where your dressy things are. But if it's a casual Saturday, you can just have a cute top and a cute pair of shorts or a little sundress or something. So I too have started doing that, and I love thrifting for that reason, because I can find cute little things that didn't cost me a ton of money, but they're so easy and effortless to put on. I've learned that a sundress and a linen short, that's my jam. Like, give me a denim short and like a button down top or something that I can roll up. It still looks chic, but it's easy to put on.
Very easy, yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're saying the same thing. It's just that I just
my
decided
favorite pair of pants right now, because they work both casual and not, is I have these like Carpenters that I got from American Eagle. By the way, they make really good denims. So them and Abercrombie and Fitch, which I'm slowly learning about, but yeah, really great denims.
Style tip,
very
everyone.
Comfortable. Yeah, very, very comfortable. Really good fit. And again, they're jeans, so I wear them with my sneakers, and if I want to dress them up, I could throw on some heels and still, but it's like so easy to wear, so comfortable.
I love that. Okay, well, just a couple more questions. So if you were giving advice to someone that wanted to do what we just talked about, like really discover that thing that's going to make them getting dressed effortless, what advice would you give them?
I guess first it would be, I know you had touched on this before, is like sort of like, what is your style inspiration? Like, what are the things that you're drawn to? And again, I don't think you have to be fixated on a specific style. You can be diverse in what you choose. But for me, what I've done when it comes to style, other than being influenced by my mother and the women that have raised me, is as a commuter, and no longer because now I drive everywhere, but I would just pull from like the way other people dressed, you know, and like saw what they had on, if there was anything that they had that I could see myself in, you know. I think first is like figuring out what is that, like what is your comfort space, but also like what is the thing that attracts your eyes the most when you see it on other people, so that you know when you see those things, maybe you haven't tried it and maybe you should, you know. So it's about like being free enough to like give something a try that maybe you hadn't tried before, that appeals to you, and then finding a way to make that look comfortable for you. So I guess really the answer is just like figuring out your sense of style, so that like getting dressed is not a task. It's just more like I said, you have the pieces in your closet because you're shopping more intentionally. And every time you get dressed, you know, you look good. Like I have this thing where I say to my friends, if there's anything that's dingy in my closet, it's gone immediately. If I see a pill, I'm like, whatever. I probably shouldn't have bought that anyway because it's cheap. I don't know why it's pilling. I don't need it. Because the thing that happens is you haven't done laundry for like 2 weeks or something, right? And you go to your closet to get dressed and you pick up the shirt that's pilling because it's in there, you know? So it's just like avoid it at all costs and just make sure it doesn't exist in your closet. You never have to like leave your house looking like that, you know? Like you always have the pieces in there that are like look good.
You said that and it made me think of people who diet, and it made me think of myself. It's like if the Oreo cookie is not in the pantry, you won't eat the Oreo cookie, you know?
Exactly.
So that's very helpful. I love that. Yeah. Good. Listen, I have to eliminate the Oreo cookie. So I know. I'm so thankful that you were on the show today. Typically we play games, but because I hadn't talked to you in so long, I just wanted to talk to you today. I didn't feel like playing a game with you. So I want to just to kiki it up with you.
This was fun.
Yeah, so I appreciate you for taking the time, guys. Romy is in New York as we speak, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get there to play with her in person, but she was kind enough to hop on a Zoom so that she can do an episode as well. But I definitely want to show you some of her images from her decorating, because she does just such a great job. And I'll make sure that I link all of your information down below, Romy, so everybody can check you out and call on you while you're still in New York. And make sure that if they have an event, they can get the best. I was actually thinking of you the other day because somebody was talking about Monroe Steele. I was watching her yesterday, and she was talking about she's doing a meet and greet in New York, and she was telling everybody how she was finalizing the details of everything. And she said, "Oh, I think we just got a bartender," and I was like, I wonder if she got somebody decorated. I need to put Romy's name in the pie and tell them she needs to reach out to my girl. And I'm still going to do that. I have not forgotten. But I'm just so thankful for you being on the show and being my friend. I appreciate you for being on the show.
Thank you so much. This is really fun. I love doing these things with you.
I love it.
Well, and I really appreciate our friendship.
I love it. Look at my heart. There it is. Heart. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up because that's helpful, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. I will be back for our next episode of Your Style Story, so make sure you're tuned in. And I'll also link the playlist below because there have been a few people before Romy, so you may have missed it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.